So Rick, let's talk about the long tail effect of a Super Bowl commercial, or really any video. But first we'll talk about Super Bowl.
Well, Super Bowls are easier to do the long tail on because they have so many components that go behind them. You know, the days before the Super Bowl, there's the people on all the morning shows talking about the ads that are coming and what to expect, and they're the experts because they've been in the business forever, and they're all correct. And the day after the Super Bowl, they talk about the best ads because they've all been in the business forever, and they are correct. And so you get the added benefit of the before, during, and after.
Right.
So
and that's the long tail.
Right. So the after continues. The after continues to the water cooler. The after continues in the bars afterwards. The after continues in the 10 best Super Bowl commercials of Name the Year. Right. There's a guy that does those every year. There's video mashups on YouTube. The 10 best. You know, if you type in 10 best Super Bowl commercials, you get a whole bunch of different lists. Wikipedia even lists like the best all the commercials aired in the last 30 years or something. I mean, it's crazy, but you get put into a list. So you get put into a separate category now by having a Super Bowl spot. And that's part of the reason why we talk about the ROI. The ROI is a long tail on these spots and not just the 30 seconds you see it.
Right, which let's say that translates to small business videos and then it translates even more rapidly, I would say. It's to small business videos. No, you're not getting the same eyeballs, of course, on your video. They're spending millions of dollars just to have the attention, right, from on the ad on the TV network. But even if you create your video and you're putting it on YouTube and your website, let's say that video, if it's created with the concept that it can go on forever, we call it in the journalism world evergreen, meaning it's going to be relevant today and in 6 months and in a year, and many small business videos do fall into that category, where you don't have to create something that's very like top of mind. It's very of the moment, unless it's political news or something very newsy.
Yeah, the idea that you create a video to sell this year's coffee cup is a very specific video.
Right.
The idea that you're a business that you sell coffee cups and print on demand coffee cups, that's an evergreen thing, because if that business model hasn't changed in 2, 3, 5, 30 years, then the same video can work for years to come.
Right.
They don't care about the production process, the quality of the inks, any of that kind of stuff. If you're that company, what they care about is that, here's a company that can print my coffee cups. I need that.
Right. So that all comes to the video strategy,
right,
which is the prepping and all of that you work with people on.
Right. So there's a lot of different types of videos that you do. There's the about me's, there's the product demos, there's the educational, there's the brand awareness, and then there's evergreen stuff that is something about your business that hasn't changed and isn't going to change. We all know business changes, but there's a way to frame that so that the consumer isn't concerned about your details. They don't care that you got the new XPJ 74800 whiz bang printer. I want my coffee cup printed.
Right.
And I want it to be printed well. And this is a better machine, but they don't need to know that. Just like, you don't know if it's a 9/16 or a 3/8 screw to unlock the oil pan to change the oil. You don't even know what kind of oil goes in your car, probably, because we all take it to somebody to have it done. So these are the things that are less important. I want quality oil put in my car. I don't need to know the socket set that you use to reduce the oil pan. That's not an evergreen thing.
Right. That doesn't pertain. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
So get out there and do the videos. Strategy. If you ever heard me say this once or twice or 1,000 times,
it's all about the strategy behind the video.
It's the strategy so that you're efficient and not wasting your money and your time.
Right.
And a lot of times the business owners think, this is what I have to do. And often that's not what you have to do. What you have to do is this, because this is more important to the consumer, because you have to think like the consumer.
Which is a great point. So that's why people work with you, even just doing strategy calls about why you need all of the, what is it you need to plan and what do you need to say and where is the video going and all of that.
Yeah, it's always about the strategy first. The gear, the equipment, the distribution, that all matters, don't get me wrong, but until you know the reason for the video, where it's going, who you're trying to reach, the purpose of it. We did another video about awareness versus selling, brand awareness versus selling.
Right.
And it's similar, get it get it, make an understanding of what is that you're really trying to get across. Strategy, strategy, strategy.
So important.
Always.
Okay, strategy first.